bathroom mirror has been wiped completely clean. You see the reflection of yourself in the mirror, the expression fixed to your clean-shaven face. You're still not accustomed to it. Still not happening. It won't come off. These papers bear the stamp of the RCM. They appear...
I had Garth open the door to your room. You were running a low bacterial fever the first night. It would have been easy were it not for my concussion. We both got lucky, considering...
Next to the stack of bills, you see a note, a few lines jotted down. I'm sorry, I fucked everyone over. P.S. I didn't kill him. P.P.S. Gift ups.
A gift? I am not drawing my gun, yet. But I don't like gifts.
He says he's not, but his hand was...
It's hardly surprising.
The medicine pity.
I always took you for more of a drunk than a chemical abuser, Lieutenant Freighter. She certainly had her prep.
You see the same two neon-lit shapes.
This is ballistics. She's left a trajectory for us.
A ray of backward motion explodes from his mouth. It suggests the bullet came from the extreme upper quadrant of possible the island in the bay.
Unless she thinks the perpetrator was standing on the ring antenna. That is where the threat seems to point.
The lieutenant looks out the window and onto the bay.
She was there that night. She would have known precisely where the bullet hole was in the glass.
She had a long time to think about it after, standing on that roof.
It also looks like there may be more to her skill set than we know. The question is, should we trust her? I don't know. At this point...
What difference does it make?
So it is.
The lead is flimsy. You might as well go around Martinez, looking under every rock and talking to every... There, across the grey water, amid...
Not a lot, no. Could be the makings of a sniper's nest.
Why not? Military fortifications are made for that kind of thing.
Okay, let's go to the fucking island. How do we get there? Joyce Messier had a sloop, but she's gone. Ah, yes, of course. The village. Let's go.
The same small, heavy door. No lock.
Oh, you're up. It's good to see you back on your feet. Did you like your room? I cleaned it for you. You're welcome. I thought it would be nice for you to wake up in a clean place after you, let's be fair, defended this establishment. Defended maybe putting it a bit generously, though. I had a great view of you doing nothing to stop those psychopaths. Then I crawled inside. Bullets started. I wish you a quick recovery. Also, you and your partner are staying here free now. This establishment supports cops. The stay is free, but the drinks are not. It just felt... Oh, you know, people don't tend to stick around after shootouts. Turns out they're not good for business. I don't remember everyone who comes here, and many people wear sunglasses inside lately. Must be a Yeah, I was, yeah. That's because I'm a badass. Yeah, I don't know. Clients were panicking. And also, I guess I sort of found out that I don't give a shit if I... No problem. They'll come back. They'll...
You see ahead, it could be connected to the bar door upstairs. The door does not. Seeing you approach, the bruised man.
Oh, it's you. Didn't think we'd see you walking anytime soon.
Huh? What?
Our condolences for your losses.
Does he look like he's okay?
He does not. His unshaven face is almost gray, and he reeks of piss.
He wasn't. That's the thing. Titus, Theo, Dennis, Angie, Elizabeth, they're all gone. But he got away without a scratch.
There's nothing left. Nothing.
This is a broken man. He probably feels that he should have been able to protect the others somehow. And now he feels guilty for not... I'm not suggesting much. All I'm saying is, he lost everything.
What? Sons of bitches.
Was this really the best idea? I guess you may have prolonged his existence a bit, if he can still...
If you think this will keep him from offing himself, I'll make sure to remind him. So far, I've just been pouring whiskey in him to...
Titus is
What's gonna happen to the Hardy boys? Look around you, man. This shit is done. Now, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess the Union will still be policing the neighborhood, but who's gonna do it now? Tiberius, he don't want to get mixed up in our shit. Titus, but he's got his window fitting business, a wife, with 2 kids. Damn songbird of misery, that one.
And do you have any information on these?
God said she took off sometime before the firefight. That's all.
She's gone. Face it.
Yeah, you too. It's a rough world out there. It's not easy being a cop. Both of you. We shouldn't have fucked with you like we did. You got between us and a lot of bullets in that fight. Matinees owe you.
That's kind of you to say. Take care of your friend, okay?
I will. You take care of yours.
A sharp pain shoots up your side and into your stomach.
Hi, gendarme. Another rendezvous. Hi. So what brings you here?
It's the sports. He's
Bye-bye, gendarme.
The graffito has been painted over the traces of the fight that took place here. It smells of blood and heavy fuel oil. This was Cindy the Skull. The lieutenant crouches, touching the...
Looks like it, yes. This is still fresh. It wasn't here yesterday. And blood. Some of it is...
Heavy fuel oil. Isn't that flammable? You could buy some smokes, light up a ciggy and throw it in there. You know, just to see what happens. See if it's flammable. It's better that way. To the left of some croissants, a colourful display.
Again, I'm obliged to inform you that both alcohol and cigarettes damage your health. Here you go, mister.
The graffito had... This was Cindy the Skull. The fuel oil catches fire immediately with a low hiss. A bright orange flash across the surface of the lettering. Rain turns to vapor above the burning message, mingling with the lieutenant has taken a small step back. He looks at your face illuminated by the flame.
Let's go to that island.
Slowly, the flames subside, the fuel burning out. The air still smells of mud.
Officer, what happened? You're limping. Why are you limping?
You're not limping. You're you.
Is this from the shooting in town? We heard gunshots. Not that we don't hear gunshots all...
There was an exchange of fire on Rue de Saint-Guylaine. It's nothing to be worried about, madame.
You didn't only get shot.
Well, good for you. Of course. Can I help you with something? That won't be a problem. It's wind still and the tar just dried. We've got 2 days of relative sunshine ahead. If you promise to bring it back, and no scraping the hull, I just got it nice and yellow, and no drinking on the boat.
Of course, ma'am. It's only for a day or two.
Aye. See, that makes me not want to lend you my skiff. On a boat, rocking leads to capsizing. That there is an absolutely 100% rock-free skiff. You got that? I'm sad to hear that. Take care of that with Ether, will you? Don't get too many RCM men round here. Be sad to... Used to be some kind of fortification there before the war. for the communards. An anti-aircraft gun, I think, bombed to bits in the landing.
Hasn't been there herself. Who has then?
My husband used to drink there. Him and his drinking buddies. Always seemed like a...
This must be one of the many fortifications that was used in the dying days of the...
The kids sometimes go there too. I know they do. The twins. God forbid they bring the girl along on some rickety barge.
Can we maybe ask your twins about that place before we go? Would that be alright?
Be my guest. They've a strange way of talking. See if you can get anything useful out of them, I say. Well, most of it's sunken. Underwater. That means concrete underwater.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Please be conservative with the fuel, will you? Just filled her up, but it's a small tank.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone.
On that island? That's, nothing. It's just a seafort and some plants. You can take a raft there. It's great. And we make a fire. We make a fire. Mm-hmm. Gather the sticks for the fire. And bullets.
Bullet shells. There are a lot of them left over from the war, but this could be important.
I don't know what those are. They're lights. The fire guy comes and asks us to put the fire out.
Your nerve endings sting from the mention of a guy. They must mean a human being on that island, but it's cut off.
No. Yes.
Let's go with yes.
Because he asks to put the fire out. I don't know. He does. Yes.
Because he doesn't want to be found. Smoke traces.
I don't know.
Did you mean there are electrical lights?
Yes. No, he doesn't live there. No, he lives there. Been there twice, 2 times. He doesn't live there. He isn't there sometimes.
Anything else? What does this guy look like?
I don't know. We ran. He just... Our father killed him. Don't say that, he didn't.
A dull pain flashes through your mind.
I don't know. doesn't even have anything to do with this, you. Father isn't a fire guy.
The two things are unconnected. Your question didn't make sense.
There's
Lights, fire guy. We should check up on that island.
A skiff with a small steering engine in the back floats on the calm mirror of the sea. Its 2 seats are empty. Once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter handle, and you're off into the bay. A strange trip. Have you made all the necessary preparations? Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this.
What? Fine. Let's blast SAD FM then.
SAD FM is a radio station specializing in sad, slow rock songs. You seem to know its frequent.
Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. Eternally. Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever. Eternally. Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last and the trees are green and overhanging, never light free and everlasting. And the trees are green and overhanging, never light free and everlasting. Want to be free. Eternally. Disco Inferno.
The boat comes to a slow stop. The lieutenant turns the engine off. In the silence, a sputter of wings.
Let's go.
The dry grass crackles under your feet as you stop. Far away, birds' wings touch the flock of quail departs. Now more than 100 meters away. On the islet, there is almost no wind under the rain quietly falling on the reeds. Bulrushes like a silent orchestra tuning, of great importance to the few who attend. A low hum. The air slowly moves through a concrete box, through its ancient slits and cracks, resonating, hollow. A silent hiss. Sea air moving through the needles of a pine tree. The faraway roar of the city, distant like today's dream. Raindrops fall on water. Air flows out of a pillbox window. There is very little. A drop of rain falls, a jitter. A sound impatient to happen, but not.
Yes? It is. Is that why we are stopping?
The lieutenant nods inside. An old cylindrical generator is nested above the ammo lift with makeshift electrical wiring. The lieutenant puts his hand on the metal barrel.
It's cold now, but someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired. Downstairs, somewhere? Liquid carbon. I would imagine it takes mazout. The kind that's favored by vagrants and fuel thieves. It's been a long winter.
If anyone stayed here, they'd need a generator. A hollow ring. The canister is empty. Dust falls from the generator and down into the ammo lift.
I don't know. I'm not a philosopher.
That is his idea of a joke.
Someone with basic electrical skills has restored it in order to keep the room warm. Maybe it's the fire guy.
The wind outside picks up. Books and magazines lie scattered on the floor, and on most are soft covers. Serialized fantastique and detective popular depictions of man versus nature by amateur naturalists T&T Harpin. Among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized stories, you find a magazine.
Someone's made themselves a home.
Not that you can tell. This is a digest of someone who's dead. Maybe it's a little old-fashioned. There's a nude mag. The print in some of these. There's a greasy old spring mattress in the corner, resting on piles of...
Someone has been squatting here. The linen is fresh, recently washed.
You force the rest of the sentence out through pain.
You know, officer, you can rest here if you are feeling tired. I will keep watch. You could use some rest for what's ahead. Yes, anytime. If you need a rest later,
You don't have to be a hero. The greasy...
the offer still stands.
You see a small metal door nested inside a larger one. A heavy...
Another part of the island, probably. The lock looks like it could still be usable. Maybe this is one of the doors we don't open?
He's right. It would be better to open its big brother. A powerful engine hangs under the ceiling.
I think there's a console just southeast. Let's look around. Getting the blast door open seems like the best plan.
Green paint flecks off the monoblock aluminium cabinet. There are rows of switches on the front panel. The keys rattle like teeth. This keyboard hasn't been...
The console of an anti-computation device. The generator upstairs. Possibly. Urgence, ouvert, allumé, radio.
This device was used to control the electronics in the room. It could open doors, control lights, function as a radio computer.
We need to restore power before using this, officer. The generator. We should look around outside. There are barrels all over. Maybe one of them still has some...
The boat engine.
My kinema. I don't want to do that. Let's just look around.
The console stands by, mutely. Nothing happens. The dial slides under the glass, silently. An idea lights up in your head.
This is an air-gapped system. Of air, I think they call it. That won't work. No, I'm not. But it would not be very good military technology if programmer lady...
A strange feeling, looking at the water. Maybe you should just wander off into the sea. Leave it. Perhaps there's someone there. And where it has always been. Smelling of tutti frutti and maybe you know it's going to hurt. Yes, cold and still. But love is warm, like the inside of her mouth. Oh fuck, yes. Go there in your head. It's been days since you... No, we're not starting with that. Not now. Not this time. This thought is over. In the rain mirror of the bay, you see Martinez, reflected. Tall edifices, islets and posts, like stepping stones, lead into the water in front of you. There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab, only half covered by the crumbling roof. At the head of it, double embrasures, firing slit.
B triple prime. This looks like a good place to shoot from.
A single-person mattress, modern, civilian use. Brand name, Marjorie. There's a fuel stain and an empty can of beans on the ground next to it, filled to the brim with... The silhouette of a tobacco picker adorns the paper filter. The brand, Tio Moteri.
I may have been wrong when I said it wasn't important. This means the same person could have visited both locations. I didn't see any signs of smoking inside, though. If people live there...
There's a firing slit in the wall in front of you, like a little window. Quite old and grimy, from years without cleaning by anything other than the rain. The springs screech as you lean on the mattress and crane your neck to look out. A small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you, like a tiny landscape painting. 1 kilometer across the water, the ruins look familiar. A towering skyscraper, its top floors shaved off by artillery fire. Capeside apartments. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A and 33. The red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the whirling in rags. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 10. The doomed commercial area. The box-shaped silhouette of the whirling in rags. You see a small fleck of white on the rooftop, the upstairs window of Clausia's room, in the rain, reflecting light.
What does that mean? Do you have line of sight to the window?
More than that.
A pair of binoculars? Or a scope of a rifle? You'd be prone, lying on a mattress, barrel resting on the embrasure.
Cheek against a cheek rest, hand on the hair trigger, on a calm day like this.
Good. I think we have it, Detective. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest.
Affirmative.
In our defense, nothing pointed here. Many leads pointed elsewhere.
He looks north, over the fortification, then at the mattress.
Where? I have always assumed it's someone local. We should move now.
greasy old.
The offer still stands.
You face the concrete wall. There's less light there, in the dark corner. Like a dog, you lie there. The blanket feels cold. The entire room does. Concrete and cold. Minutes pass. You feel yourself standing up in the darkness, right next to the mattress. Slowly, the world begins to hatch from the blackness. It's evening. Sleep. Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state turns around to face you. She has an airship off to advise the Queen of Shest, most likely. This is the Holy Suzerain of Mwindi and Insulinda. Definitely not your wife. You need to I don't know, man. What is the Holy Suzerain doing here?
Hey. I mean, hey to you too. I'm doing really good, actually. Both professionally and romantically. I've come to a fulfilling and peaceful... Don't say that. I know this positive thing sounds stupid to you, Harry, but it works. I'm sorry. I was heading to the aerodrome. I just don't have time to... I'm going to Morova. To live there, in Grad. It's 1 million... Just my scepter, my globe crucigere, a spare silk gown, a toothbrush, travel documents, the crown of immortality. Oh, this. This is just a wreath. The crown of immortality is made of rarefied light, mana and raw palladium.
She looks at the suitcase, not knowing what more to say.
Anyway. No, Harry. No. I don't want a massive, epic showdown. I want to go to the aerodrome. We don't have anything to talk about anymore. Every combination of words has been played out. The atoms don't form us anymore. It's all gone. I have to go to the aerodrome. I have to leave Revachol and you. And you have to be
Oh God, whatever you do, don't try to kiss her yet. Not after that. You're still reeling. You'll fall over if you try now.
It's not. But... I don't know why I said but. There is no but. That's it, yes. We've talked about it 1,000,000 times. You will get over it.
Where in hell? Stop. You're only making it worse for him. You never help with anything. Oh yes, she'll come around now. I made her love you again, Harry. Are you stupid? She's about to say something. Here it comes. Her innocence, Dolores Day, fiddles with the handle of her airport bag. She has a pain. See? I don't understand. It was...
We were bad for each other, okay? I was bad for you. Can you not see? I'm bad. I had to stop. I couldn't just turn into a bad person. It just takes some time. For you, I think it will take something like 20 years, maybe? It was hard for me too, you know? But I can. Yes. It only took me 1 year, maybe 2. Phew. Yes. But that time is gone now. So very gone. No, Harry. We already tried again, and
Is that how it is now? We should just try all good things twice, and then give up. By that logic, not you too.
I don't know. Please. Harry, we can't be together because you're insane.
They're turning moist now. Her eyes. She slowly shakes her head and tries to...
You know what I mean. A little down. You've worked there for so long, you can't even talk like a normal person anymore. It's...
Questions? Did someone say questions?
This is another one, isn't it? We're in a tree right now. It's not just the lists or trees or whatever. You get sad, Harry. Other people get sad too, but not like you. You stay down for too long. In conclusion, you're ill. You're an old, insane man. And you have to be in hell until the end of your life. And I have to go to Morova. I don't know what you mean. Dolores Day. Wasn't I Dolores Day just a second ago? Now I'm the X thing? You're confusing me. Look, I haven't even bought the tickets yet. I'm glad too, but I have to go. My friends are waiting for me on the platform. I can't let them wait. It's impolite.
She does not look back. Instead, eyes her fingernails. They're bitten frayed. The evening wind blows.
The morning? I don't understand. Oh my God, Harry, stop. I don't want to hear anything about the morning. Mourning someone who's still alive. I can't do that anymore. I'm not 80 years old, I'm 32. People my age are not supposed to mourn. Yes, Harry, I am. Things have gotten much better for me.
A tiny golden watch with red straps around her bony little wrists.
I don't want it. It looks expensive. I don't want it. That's not what figurines do, Harry.
She looks at the headless found rider between your fingers, and the figurines don't do anything? Anything at all? Yes, I thought it would be good.
Harry, I don't want things. I want to go to the aerodrome. Harry, I don't want things. I want to go to the aerodrome. I didn't ask for things. It's too late to give me anything. I would have liked the Headless Fallen Rider back then. We both said a lot of things. We were very young.
It was her. I can feel it. I can see it in her tender, long fingers, in her wrists. Her hand wrote it, said those things.
As Queen Regnant, I write a lot of letters.
You need to recite it to her, for effect. All of it. Yeah. Put a stake through your heart. She'll get hurt. She won't get hurt. She'll bend out of the way.
Please, Harry, I just don't have time for this. Okay, stop. Yes. Are you happy now? Then why are you doing this? Very well. I wrote it. It was morning. You slept. There was hoarfrost on the ground when I left. On Voyager Road. It was 100 million years ago. I was someone else then, filled to the brim with love for you, hanging on your every word.
The light of the video rental shines through her dress now. A DeLorean figure, cut in black, moves below. It's still her. Her legs, her breasts, her hips.
The coolest. With your leather jacket and your boot-cut pants, smoking in the bus stop. I wanted you to be the rest of my life that day. And you were. The first and worst time I fell in love. I will always have that with me. It's a fact. But that is all it is. It's like a ticket stub, Harry. Yes, let's talk about that too. Let's bring it up, the zoo. In Le Jardin, the day we went east of the river. It was just a day then, but to think. Were we there now, you could touch my hair, kiss me.
That's sharp and precise.
No, it's all you. I always loved you for it, but it could not save us. And my crown of immortality. No. You scared her out of me. With your crying, your... Can't you see? I can never think you're cool again. I can only think that way about new people.
A cheap rental with mold on the walls and the tap dripping.
Yes, I have found someone for whom I can feel the same. A copy of my love for you, only this time he is careful and rich. He will not lose me.
Your heart burns. Through the blackness you feel the treacle of blood on the...
Harry, do you notice how none of this is very funny?
She smiles mysteriously, looking east, then turns her gaze back to you.
It's here, Harry. We are on Voyager Road. At the end of it, 300 meters from there. You could not pay the electrical bill. It became a lightless tomb.
Surely the alcohol didn't help either.
Everyone has a little glass of wine every now and then. I certainly do. It's a queen regnant thing. I don't think it was the alcohol. It was inevitability. Is there really anything left? If not, we can always repeat one of the things we have already talked about. Talk about it again. If you do not feel like doing that, then you should let me go to the aerodrome.
Your feet still tremble from the steps you took, as if over an enormous distance, standing against her. Her body close to you, radiating warmth. She is not kissing you back. This was not about failure or success. This was always going to be horror. I shook her chest, rising like a pillow. Warm exhalations against the side of your mouth feels like soft fuzz. A bird covered in the world's most precious material, reserved for those she lets close enough to feel it. A delicate wreath on her forehead pressing into your temple. The silver is cold from the spring evening air. Her hand does not return the grip. Her body is rigid. Distrust. For you, nothing. Just pillows against you, unresponsive, but for the taste of apricots. The moment is ending. She is going to move her face away from yours. Trying hard not to look at you. When she withdrew, and you held on to her hand. Brother, you should put me in front of a firing squad. I have no words for how I failed you.
Why did you do that to yourself? You know I don't cheat, Harry. I never cheated on you.
She breathes out heavily, as if something painful has passed through her, and she shakes her head one more time. The evening wind rustled.
No, Harry. Not yet. There is one more thing you have to see. I'm pregnant. Of course not. I terminated yours. Don't you remember? You poor fuck. Poverty-stricken. Now, go ahead. Ask me more questions. Let's talk about something.
No, this has to end. More questions. Ask more.
I have to, Harry. Really, I've already missed the 8:30. I'm gonna go now.
Lies, sire. She cannot but love you. She has said so 100 times.
No, that would only be painful and dull. Light, life, culture. It's so much better than here. I have to wipe it all off me and be clean again. I want to be a good person again. Not this. Not that was someone else. I betrayed her, overwrote her, and I'm happier for it. And I'm really going now. I won't see you, but you will see me. Oh, Harry, this is a dream. Can't you see? I'm already in Morova by now. Who knows how long ago? Right here, tomorrow night. Once this dream starts happening, it keeps happening. 3 times a week, at least. And Harry, it really, I'm suffocatingly beautiful. And young. And I smell of tutti frutti chewing gum. Like I did that time when I asked you for forgiveness. After leaving you the first... Oh yes, this is real darkness. It's not death, or war, or child molestation. Real darkness has love for a face. See you tomorrow.
You're up quick. How was your sleep? Of course. I was just thinking maybe you've torn your stitches. Are you ready to move on? Are you sure you're okay? You thrashed around and you bolted up, half covered in blood from your wound. I did not want to wake you. Perhaps I should have? Was it a job dream?
The lieutenant nods solemnly.
Okay.
The console is powered off and covered in dust. Urgence ouvert.
Possibly.
This device was used to control. This old cylindrical, the lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up to the fuel tank as you tilt. There's a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder and a start rope on the other. The recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters like
That should do it.
a dim golden glow animates the
It's on. Turn emergency.
automatic boot. The lighting in the room turns on with a sizzle, a dim ambient orange. The blast door opens with a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears, then widens as the light shines in.
After you. I don't know.
A thin wisp of smoke rises from a charred black fire pit. The wind picks up, then dies down again.
Don't worry. I have a gun. I know. It was not easy to acquire.
An old man wearing tracksuit trousers leans on the frame stock of his, then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises his black eye, unclouded by cataracts. His eyesight is sharp.
The what now? I can't hear you. I may have. All sorts of little rats have come.
The position.
Fire guy. Regressive bourgeoisie henchman. Can't even talk like a grown-up. My eyesight? Yes. Helps me see all the shit. I did. And you opened it. I should have burned that console down. Reactionary rock and roll music. Playing on the water.
Told you we shouldn't play sad FM. I did.
We have entered a world where he said you shouldn't. It is the only world.
Sad FM, huh? I always hated that station. Phlegmatic counter-revolution. The fascists were right about rock and roll. It is degenerate. Hip gyrating, mental illness music. It's not nice. It's a piece of shit. But it gets the job done. It's a Triangong 446.
Southeast Samaran made. Exotic. Must be defunct too. No modern rifle manufacturer of that name springs to mind.
A Samaran rifle. How did you...
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Sinyao commune. Military aid.
It has stayed true to him. He can still make it sing.
You heard me. It's good now, like chalk.
He's right. Almost no one remembers there was a third metastasis of the world revolution in the Safre Empire.
They wouldn't like hearing their name in your...
The time will come to win his trust, comrade. It is not now. You need to take care of the gun first.
Yes. I bet you've killed a lot of... Have you come to make me one of them?
We have come to ask you questions. Nothing more. If you do not comply, we will take...
The lieutenant pulls his pistol from the holster.
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a service rifle. I can only lay it down before an enemy commander of corresponding rank.
No. Put it down now, sir.
Or you're gonna blow my brains out before you question me. To hell with it. It's out of bullets.
Like an amputated limb in the sand, he stares on, his wrinkled mouth moving without a sound. A strange sadness, like a song.
The future teaches you.
The present.
The present to be afraid and cold. Real music. Real Proletkult.
Marching song.
The job of a shitlicker. There you go. 1 of 3. In Grad, they sang Brave Children, favorites of history. And in Sinyao, it was... So, how did it go? Something about shooting rabbits. I don't know. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. It's gone now.
He waves erratically with his hand, annoyed that he can't remember. A little tremor passes through him. His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. Frame stopped and patched in places. The rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too much travel. Hieroglyphs on the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burnt into the wood. Triangon.
Worn. Personalized even. Looks like the...
No response from the old man. The plastic cape around his shoulders rustles.
Jacketed. Military-grade ammunition. Stable in flight. Good for hitting something that's very, very...
The old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right arm twitches, some kind of involuntary response. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession. In time.
My name is Josef Lilianovich Dross, political commissar. I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war.
There, behind them, across the delta.
The commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? Your holdover?
From the Insular Indian Citizens Militia, the army of the revolution. I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen. Still,
51 minus 8 equals 43.
No. I've been on other islands, too. I was in Resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was on E48, a nameless sound, until the 43 years and 10 months. It's not how a human being should live, but I had to. I couldn't.
What have you been doing during all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
Where the afternoon grows late, on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, people walk home. Street lights will soon be lit. Further inland, the streets are alive.
Always waiting. For her to
Her who?
Girl child. Revolution. Always. The material base for an uprising has eroded. The working class has betrayed mankind and themselves. The historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore, however hard I try, whatever I do. I was just 16 years old, 15 when I volunteered. I had a lapse of faith. And of courage, too. You could say I misunderstood the historic role of the proletariat and thought Mazovian socioeconomics were fallible. For a second is all it took. For reaction to take hold. Petty bourgeois terror. It's in all men. It's the same thing. You haven't seen it, not really.
It remains unclear what it is.
And this was when?
May the 13th, 08, 44 years ago. The horizon was black with coalition, the combined might of international capital. All at once, all huddled on the floor. The artillery was 80 kilometers away. I ran. I climbed the chain link across the water and hid inland, in the bunkers underground, like the airships. I climbed out into hell. The landing was complete. The chain was submerged. They'd all drowned in the lower levels, or got torn to shreds above. The anti-aircraft gun had melted.
The old man does not say more. Those black eyes of his keep piercing you as he looks to some great distance and shakes his head slowly, retreating from it.
It's not an island. What? It's a defensive fortification of the congenitally deformed King Philip II built it to restrict access to the coalition military, called it Operation Deathblow. Deathblow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Sure you are. You're RCM. Answer me. Who calls an operation Iblis? The Black-Eyed Angel. How does anyone survive? I steal.
Now hold on there.
Supplies, vegetables.
How is your health, Mr.
I've been throwing up blood since winter. Red, like beetroot. Been passing it.
He does seem frail. Gaunt for his age. More like 75 than 65. Trouble putting on weight could mean cancer.
The RCM can provide medical services. You need to...
I need to die. You don't have medical facilities. You have guns. That's all they give you. I have been running out of that stuff.
There's no way he could manage the pain without them. It's safe to say he is addicted to painkillers by now.
There's nothing to look over. The triage is in, and it's black. Administer morphine. I haven't. I have holes in my brain. Years missing. I don't even know what. Inferno?
I would imagine it gets tremendously difficult mentally.
Traitors. It's better alone. I watched the people of this city turn the lights. It's disgusting. It was hard in the tens. I didn't have partisan training.
There were posters, campaigns.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated, and others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. There were cells at night. I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrols, you lot.
In the city, you move underground?
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. I could walk straight into that town if I wanted. I just... So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Elmer Graves, right? Useless now.
So you've been there?
Sleeping. Some nights.
You feel the dots connecting. Little dots on the map he's walked across.
The propaganda bunker.
Propaganda bunker?
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment, too. Made broadcasts, I think. Propaganda office. A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them. I don't want to. They're all traitors. Pigs, rabbits, and dogs. Men without ideals are only... I do. They're good. Plenty of tar. I like that boy on the pack, too. Reminds me of the last century.
The old man looks across the water, at the city, the ruins, the motorways rising above it.
You're with the RCM, the coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois... You're the RCM. You represent the Moralist International. The enemy. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No.
A spray of blood from his mouth on the black charcoal in the fire pit. Rene, the royalist on the coast, said,
Liberal reactionaries signed that instrument. Traitors. who should...
Is that part of why you've been here all this time? Because
He just wipes the blood from his chin.
Honor is a feudal atavism. My motive is class. No, I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer. I belong to the train in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar.
The old man does not answer. He tilts
his job was to assure the army answers to civilian control and follows the ideology of the Commune.
Scientific communism. A commissaire politique is a knight philosopher of the revolution, a future human.
Awakened from shutdown by the promise of ideology. The old man does not answer. He tilts his silver head and looks.
His job was to assure the army answers to civilian control and follows the ideology of the Commune.
Scientific communism. A commissaire politique is a knight philosopher of the revolution, a future human.
Awakened from shutdown by the promise of ideology. He nods slowly, then another tremor.
You're a inert lumpen with a gun.
Detective, we have not come here to discuss ideology. We have come to ask questions regarding a murder in...
The old man spits into the fire pit. He does not say anything.
There's nothing serious in this world. I've used it for
killing people.
It's a gun. That's what they're for. You want a moralist euphemism? I've used it to kill people.
Interesting. During or after the war?
There is no after the war.
So he's continued killing after. This is it. You can feel it, like battery acid on the tip of your tongue. This is what you live for. The great serotonin jackpot. The solution. Go in straight. No euphemisms. No. Be careful now. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
What did I just say?
What did I just tell you? Don't drop the ball now.
The who now?
He heard you. He just wants to hear you say it again. This is dramatic flair on his part. Right choice. We're in. Do it, sire.
Oh, yes. That one. Ugly piece of...
Did you kill him?
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the Commune of Revachol. I do not kill...
Exhaust him with proof. Pile it all on him. Get a confession. The gun. The murder weapon is the perfect open. The scent of blood in the air. But what else? There was something you can't remember.
Not a lot of guns around that use military-grade ammunition, are there?
It's a real gun. Not like your little musketeer pistol. You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons? Going against...
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it. He would have a good view of the tribunal from here. It's not just empty boasting. So he saw you. Okay. So what? Don't let it divert you.
You know what? You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it? Good. This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up like this. When you have the murder weapon, you have the killer.
Murder. I saw you poking around there, looking for evidence. You're damn diligent when it comes to dead fascies. Did you
You had direct visibility. There are embrasures in the concrete, specifically meant for a top. You've been here a long time, Mr. Dross. Too long. You clearly need medical.
I'm ready to die.
He's practically admitting to it. Dead fascies, for fact, just one thing remains unclear. The rifle does not seem to have a scope.
Forget about your stupid fucking scope.
He lost it. He just doesn't know where it is. Forget it. Push on.
You're sad for your fascia brother, aren't you? One twig got broken. Now the others are sad.
Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried Maybells on Clausia's roof. There were Maybells in the grass when you got here. They're riven nowhere else. Nowhere in all of Martinez have you seen them this.
Damn Maybells. The whole island is turning white with them. So many this year, too. The spring is coming. No, it's already here. What? They blossom on the islets before we fertilize them with our...
South, the Bay of Martinez is dotted with little freckles of islets.
The coast, too, before they piled their containers on top of it, filled with broken used Clausia.
He knows her, but hadn't heard the name.
My ears don't reach the city. With the victim.
There is a small tremble. Looks like a smile. A crooked smile. Yet isn't quite...
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer. Dripping with blood. Beating us to the ground. Moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this. Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate.
This is it. Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
Oh, the inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Reversham.
The lieutenant raises his right arm to hush you, while the lieutenant listens, holding his breath.
I had them in my sights, both of them, him and the whore. I was breathing with them, in phase, and I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his... I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. And his... nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white, or what's left of it anyway. And so they...
Mr. Dross, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
Yes.
And you were looking at them, the victim and a young woman, having sex, through the scope of your rifle that night, before you shot him?
The old man.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
The motive. This is where the motive is.
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't understand this part.
I'm always looking.
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle? I'm just trying to understand.
A rifle's scope has the best magnification.
And if you don't like it?
Click.
Yes. Think of it as a form of...
He will not stop now. These dialectical materialist types never do. You got him going. Connect every little piece now. Wrap this up like a gift.
Them. Fucking. I didn't like that. Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself, drugged out, and I wanted to see his head explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. I knew he'd be there for one more second, writhing. That's all it takes for the bullet to reach his head. Now that I think of it...
This man has seen past her, like you did.
Since she came to Martinez, I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Fell building. It was dark.
Past the Fell building on a ghost?
Hiding something in the water. She had a fag, her passport, and tickets to Villiers.
In the free state of Seminine, hidden away at the edge.
After she was gone.
Did you keep what was in it? When we found the submersible?
No. Why would I do that? I didn't need tickets to Villiers.
This implies that he's thought also a little inconsistency here. He was surprised to hear her name Clausia before. Would he not have seen it on the documents?
Why would I need that trash? I'm not going to...
A strange confusion comes over him from time to time. Some kind of aberration of the nervous system.
You didn't say Clausia in there. It was something. I don't remember. It was dark that morning. I only remember her face on the photo. I did. She had a face like an archipelago. I could see who she was, too. A spook. On the run. Revachol.
You could tell she was a spook? From the documents?
She had different color hair on the photo. And glasses. Forged. Some sordid bourgeois affair.
He's setting it up for you. The bruises. You can't make that out in a scope.
You can't see bruises through a scope. It's just a blur. I have my ways. Not in this lifetime, Dwat.
This one's gone. Make up somehow. Connect something else. Fast. No, it's not. Fix this now.
There's nothing to hope.
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly.
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helped, yes, over the years. It's not unproletarian. No. I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying, like a child, in the corner of her... the day after I killed him. Yes, I don't know why I do the things I do anymore. Maybe, I told you, I have holes in my brain now. I wouldn't just sit here. If you came 10 years ago, I would...
In the silence, the lieutenant draws a line in his notes.
Her.
The lieutenant nods at you.
Where is she, that Clasier? I haven't seen her there for days. Good for her. That girl kept staring at night, crying or smoking on the roof, like she knew I was here.
Midtown, across the Bay of Riverdale, the oceanic wind washes 40-story towers. On the platform, a young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturates, and out smaller, distant, hidden. Not like the great chandelier she sees. He knew she knows. She was looking at the island, figuring it out.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
Who knows what he's seen and done over the years?
I ain't going.